Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rukat Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. And just right quick, I want to touch on a few topics, a little bit of prophecy, but mostly I just want to speak on how this man is being exposed. He's in straits. The Lord has him in straits, and he's losing badly. We're at the time of Esaw's end, and he's really being revealed to be the devil that he is. He's losing badly in the information war. He's losing badly in military war. He's, and yeah, it's pretty much over with for this man. So I got a couple of videos I want to get into, mainly this one from the brother. His page is Saints of Jersey. Very beautiful brother. By the way, subscribe to his page and be edified. This video is like 7-8 minutes long. I don't know how much of it I'm gonna play, but before I get it, let me get this in the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and 16. I have it in my highlights. Let me just go to it. Let me just get it. Habakkuk 2 and 16. It says, "Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory." And these people, they should be ashamed of themselves, but they're not, But it's a lot of Edomites that are ashamed now to be Edomites. They're ashamed, with everything going out. And even the women are speaking badly about Edomite men, And it's just it's madness, what I'm saying? But this man is found out to be what he is. His nakedness is being uncovered, And that shame that you made the Israelites feel, and even other nations out here feel, you feeling that. You know what I'm saying? These Edomites are starting to feel it, man. No matter how much they hide. But let me get to this video and a few other things and see where the Spirit takes me. But this is actually kind of funny.
My next question, submitted to the record, we have a...
Now this is President Clinton. I believe he was in office somewhere between 92 and 96, something like that. I kind of forget. But he came right after Daddy Bush. And before Bush Senior. Bush Jr., but he was a whole scandal behind him and everything, and yeah, but that's another story for another time. We're gonna get into it.
Painting that seems to be of you, Mr. President, found in one of Jeffrey Epstein's residences, wearing a I would categorize it as a famous blue dress worn by the White House intern Monica Lewinsky. And I have this image here. This image is being passed around. If we need to go off the record while we do that, we can.
I can take the picture. Do you have a question?
It will be marked as Majority Exhibit 15. Proceed.
And you see Eve as of course you see Eve right there next to him to defend him. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna stand up for Esau. She's gonna stand. Eve is here to stand up to stand Esau's ground for him. She's gonna stand the serpent's ground and defend the serpent, regardless to what, man. I can't wait till Lord bring judgment on you, Eve, for this mess, man. But because this man is clearly the fucking devil, you know what I'm saying? But here she is. Let me shut up.
Thank you. So, Mr. President, we are looking at an.
Oh man, the Lord is doing something on these devils, man. I swear. Man, call Lord Yahweh Shemi Abshai. All praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakahakwadash and Shalom Lobakarim Shol Yasharala. Double honors to my apostles, my elders, and teachers of Great Millstone who rule well. And this is going to be a quick hit through the spirit. I can't sleep, man. I'm tossing and turning. Y'all already know what time it is. Anyway.
It's real funny how he's looking at this picture and he's smiling. The look on his face, he's probably thinking in his head, oh yeah, I remember that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember that day. So he's like, he had a lot of fun that day. He had a lot of fun like that day, fucking sick son of a... Let's continue.
This is at the House Committee. You know, he's being cross-examined about this whole thing about the Epstein files, man. And you can see his smirk. He's laughing. You can see, cause these devils, man, they some sick motherfuckers, man. You know, you devils are being exposed on every level by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. The Heavenly Father is really revealing the world that you truly are that sick fuck, you know? And look at him. He can't do nothing but smirk. They sick. He knows about that picture more likely, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And look at so-called black woman looking like, God damn, look at this shit right here. You know? But let's back it up.
I mean, yeah, she can't believe her eyes either, but she's sitting there like, now, but you know what? I love my white man. I'm going to defend him. You know what I'm saying? This is what I get paid to do, and I do my job well. Fuck it, Eve, man. You can't deny that who these people are, man. There ain't no denying it anymore. You know, but let's continue. I'm gonna let him finish cooking.
Let's play it. Look at him.
Do you have a question?
It will be marked as Majority Exhibit 15. Proceed.
Thank you. So, Mr. President, we are looking at an image of a portrait that is
Look at him shaking.
Looks to be.
Look at him shaking.
You, Mr. President.
Yeah, look at it. And he is shaking now because now he know he didn't really have to answer for that. You know what I'm saying? We want to know what you got to say about this. You know what I'm saying? But look at him out here try to weasel his way out of just like that's just what Esau does. Just like your Nero 47 is doing right now. Trump doing it right now. He trying to weasel his way out of the same old shit. You know.
So, Mr. President, we are looking at an image of a portrait that is looks to be.
And yet he's still looking at it. He reminiscing. He is reminiscing. I mean, got to go back to Habakkuk. I think it's Habakkuk chapter 2, and it says, and this will be at verse 4, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Okay? And we live by our faith. But you can see this man's spirit ain't right. Okay? This is the wicked. The wicked. Straight up. This spirit ain't right. He still keep looking at the photo. You can tell he reminiscing about that day. Boy, them were the days. Fucking Esau, man.
Shaking
You,
bacon.
Mr. President, in this blue dress.
You know what I mean? But anyway, the scriptures say
shaking like you got cerebral palsy or what is it, Parkinson's? You know what I'm saying? This ain't no medical information and nothing like that. We just in the news. I'm just pointing out the facts here, man. We teaching, man. This is educational purposes only.
on 3 and 6, I'm reading the NLT. I will cover you with filth and show the world how vile you really are. And that scripture said in Hebrews 13, is it 13 or 12? This man is profane, man. Paul spoke about him, saying he was profane, man, sick. All right? And the world seeing the true colors, you demon, you devil. Let's play a little bit more. We're going to play. I'm not going to watch the whole 7 minutes, but...
Can you describe this painting? And
He doesn't need to describe the painting. You just gave him a picture. What's your question?
Shut up, man. Shut up. Let this devil speak for himself. You know. But Eve doing what she get paid to do by the serpent. You know what I'm saying?
my question is, are you familiar with this painting? Have you ever seen it in person?
I've never seen it in person.
Do you know?
He right. He probably ain't never seen it in person, but he remember that day. Because he's sitting there reminiscing. You can look at his face. The way he was looking. He's sitting there laughing and reminiscing. He had a big smile on his face. And then he gets to shaking when he know that he's finna have to answer a question about it. Shit. The brother laughing his
And
ass
these
off.
devils, man, they're good. These devils are real good. You know, when the Lord designed Esau, and he said, matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Oh man, Psalms, like I said, it's gonna be a quick hit, man. Psalms 58 and 3. NLT, these wicked people are born sinners. Even from birth, they have lied and gone their own way, man. You know, that's just what it is. Let's read it in the KJV. I like how the KJV sounds. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, man. Did I ever look up this word estranged?
And the scriptures say that the truth is not in him. You know, he does not know how to do anything but lie. This man does nothing but lie. If these people tell you that it's gonna rain, then you probably should expect snow or some hot sunlight, man. If they tell you it's gonna be hot outside, grab a coat. Okay, you can't believe a damn thing come out of these people's mouths, man.
Let me look up this word estranged. I think I did. To be strange, be a stranger, to be a strange, an enemy. Yeah, he is the enemy. All right. Look at this. A prostitute, a harlot. What is a mitten? Let's look that up. A mitten. What is this? What is this? A mathematiker? Never heard of this. I'm about to go into it. I have to go into this a little bit more. But anyway, as you can see, man, this guy he's that's what he is. He's a damn sicko right there. He's a sicko, man. All right.
Real talk, he is, you know. He is. I'll probably come back to that video. It's like, look like it's got like 2 minutes left on it, something like that. But I want to get into some more videos that I was watching, so I'm going to go to my history here. Give me a second. Yeah, I could probably come back to it. A few clips I was watching. This one here. Check this out.
guys. I'm here in D.C. trying to speak out against the Senate and ask them why they're going to send our men and women to harm's way when our elected officials said that there would be no war. Anybody who feels disillusioned and betrayed by our government, you're not alone. Join us in demanding accountability for this.
It's ironic you would see some sellout Jakes back there in the background as well. You know what I'm saying? That's why even 2/3 of our people just gotta go, man. Because they're in league with this man. The beast man. They're in league with him. You know, but you got this man who's willing to stand up and speak against the madness that's going on, because he know Esaw. He know this whole war thing right now with Iran was a big mistake. Okay? And he knows that the troops that's going over there, they're going to lose their lives. This is going to be World War III. You ain't going to win it. Okay? And these people know this. That's why they wouldn't have, and you didn't see nobody afraid to go to Afghanistan years ago. Nobody was afraid to go to Iraq. Hell, they weren't even afraid to go into Venezuela, just 20 deep. You see what I'm saying? But they know that this is a battle that they can't just win. Iran is too powerful, they military, and they got too many powerful allies such as Russia and China. You know? And eventually they still got the other Arab nations, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna help them out. You know, but we gonna get into it. Let you see this video, man.
Betrayal. Free Palestine, free America. Let's go.
No one wants to fight for Israel!
His hand! Oh! His hand!
Sir. Let go of your hand. Let go of the door. Let go of the door. The senator broke his hand. A sitting U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine. Sir. Control your Senate. I'm stuck in the door. Okay, sir. A U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine. Hands stuck. A U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine. You're a coward. Go fuck yourself. What did you say? Senator? Go fuck yourself. That's why you got kicked out. Fat ass. Everybody sit down, please. Sit down, please. Everybody sit down, please. Everybody sit down, please.
I'm getting out of here.
That's fine. Everybody sit down, please. Put your hands up.
Yes, these people know that this is unnecessary, man. He's yelling it out. We're not going to fight. We don't want to go fight for Israel, man. Israel. You know what I'm saying? They used to fight and standing up for America, and now they realizing that this is all a force. It's all a freaking shit show. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to continue doing it. You know? Risking their lives for this man to get some oil. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go to the book of Psalms, chapter 64, right quick. I think I'm starting at verse 6 here. And I'll start at verse 2 and read on down. It says, hide me from the secret counsel. I'm going to start at the top. A psalm of David. Okay, our beloved King David. Okay, it says, hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune in lying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? And that's the thing. They didn't expect this whole uproar. You know, I was reading the post. I'm going to see if it's still in my feed. But it says, basically, when the ruler thinks that his people are about to revolt against him, he starts a war with another country. And you see this happening right now, because with the PDF files that came out, people know the reason behind what happened in Venezuela and what's happening in Mexico, what happened in Israel and Gaza, and what's happening in Iran. They know is that it's all a shit show, and this man is full of crap. They're seeing this man for who he is, And all these things that they secret councils and stuff like that is being brought to the light. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is revealing this man for who he is. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, their commune of land snares privately, they say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them is deep, and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded, and they're wounded right now. They're wounded morally, because they're being found out to be who they really are. They're no longer the epitome of righteousness, the epitome of purity as they portrayed themselves to be, while they painted us as black, as evil, the face of wickedness, the face of darkness. People are realizing that no, it's actually them. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And don't nobody want to have nothing to do with this devil. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to have nothing to do with this devil no more. And he's losing all his allies already. And the war ain't even full-fledged World War III yet, and he's already losing allies. It says, all the men shall fear and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. And right now, yes, we are rejoicing. Okay, because this is the Lord proving his word to be faithful and true. This word that we've been preaching for so long, that word that's been so long without fruit, is finally being declared. You know what I'm saying? And this devil is being revealed for who he is. 2 Thessalonians. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here thinking about, we was watching Real Clear, and he started talking. He said, it reminded me of back when that whole fiasco with him and they mentioned Monica Lewinsky or whatever. I remember that whole fiasco, and he was sitting there trying to defend himself, and he's like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Like, you lying, man. Stop. And just hearing him speak and say you lie, man. You ain't did nothing but lie. But 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now let it will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. This wicked is being revealed. This man is the wicked. And he's being revealed for who he is now. Okay, the Lord ain't holding back. He said, he who now let it will let, until he be taken out of the way. The Lord let him run his own little shit show. He let wickedness have its reign on earth, but now that's coming to an end. That's why we look forward to a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Righteousness, like it. You know what I'm saying? But this wicked is being revealed. Let's go back to it. I got a few more I want to get.
I'm getting out of here.
It's fine. Everybody sit down, please. Is your hand okay? No, it's not.
This is disgusting. Disgusting.
Out! No one What's the fight?
And you regular everyday Edomites, you starting to realize that this man don't give a damn about you just like he don't give a damn about you damn Israelites. You know what I'm saying? All he cares about his NWO, man. His enterprise. Okay? Accomplishing what he's trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? He wants his birthright back, and it ain't gonna happen. But he don't care. He will lose his own people. You know, in his quest to try to rewrite the prophecies.
For Israel!
His hand, his hand! Oh! His hand!
Sir.
Let go of your hand. Let go of the door. Let go of the door. The senator broke his hand. A sitting U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine.
See, these are the things that's happening in America, and everybody's seeing America as a whole shit show. That's why we just had in Habakkuk 2:15. It says, you know, let me get that Habakkuk 2:16 again. You know, because this is what's happening here, man. This is exactly what's happening. It says, you know what, let me start this off at 14. It says, the earth shall be filled with knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. See, we're in the age of knowledge, the age of information, okay? The truth is being revealed. And now the things that we didn't know was going on behind the scenes, that this devil was hiding from us, is now coming to light. Okay? It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and putteth thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And that's basically what he did to us Israelites. That's what they did to us. Starting with Eve, they got us drunk on their philosophies, living their life, completely going against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, our true power, that took away his names, took away his image, took away our language, took away our heritage, everything. You know what I'm saying? And we've been the laughing stock of the whole world for all this time, for centuries. Okay, but now he's getting ready to drink up that cup. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. You are filled with shame for glory. Now, instead of you being in glory, your glory days are over with now. You know what I'm saying? Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered, and the cup of the Lord's right hand, Yahweh's right hand, which is Yahweh Shai, shall be turned unto thee. Okay? And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So we just read in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. You know what I'm saying? And it says, and then verse 8, and that wicked shall be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Yahweh Shai, through the spirit of through Yahweh Shai's spirit, the prophets have been speaking against this man, and the Lord has revealed this man, who this man really is. You know, that wicked has been revealed, and he will be soon destroyed when Yahweh Shai returns. Okay? And Yahweh Shai said, I will not meet thee as a man. You know? But I'm going to see, I got some more videos here that I looked at that I want to go into. Oh, yeah. Give me a second before I get that one. Yeah, you see the title. And with all these videos, I do want to, you know, express the Copyright Act of 1976. You know what I'm saying? All of this is only for educational purposes. You know, we're just in the news, man. And we're just teaching.
White men are the problem. White men, and white men particularly who desire power, money, are the problem. White men who cannot control their urges are the problem. White men who present a face of honesty and rectitude and caring, but who aren't, who are essaying children, are the problem. The secrecy is the problem. God help us all.
Oops, I don't think they meant for that to happen. In the process of people going through Epstein files and STDs and looking through history and all of these things, and looking at the people who are in charge of our country right now and the ultra far right leaning ideology, specifically those saying that whites are supposed to be the superior race. What they didn't expect to happen would be that people would start figuring out that the worst human beings are in fact white men. More specifically, wealthy white men. I don't think they meant for anyone to figure this stuff out. I mean, they've been controlling the narrative of history books for how long? But in studies that were done in even the early 19th century, they could find that the spreading of STDs was like 10% came in girls that were 13 and under, and upper class and middle class white families. I'm not laughing because that's funny. That's freaking terrible. But what's funny is now everyone is starting to figure it all out. And sure, there have been plenty of people screaming that that was the problem the whole time. Even I have screamed that on this page. But even I didn't realize that it's that deep. Oh, it's that deep. And since I know my content is being...
Yeah, we just read that in the book of Psalms, chapter 64. You know, I can get it again. You know, I'm in the spirit. Psalms chapter 64. And I was at about verse 6. Let me see. Yeah, it says, verse 6, it says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Okay? Okay, yeah, so yeah, this rabbit hole goes a lot deeper than you think. And then deeper than a lot of people think. You know? When we say this man is the wicked, when the Bible says this man is the wicked, there is no gray area to that. It's just simply what it is, man.
I know my content is being right now. I'll just also go ahead and say Katie Johnson's name again, because every time I say her name, I know for sure the video won't go anywhere. And again, I will say I believe that they are in a process of trying to normalize schmedophilia. I cannot tell you how many young men I have seen in comment sections of videos.
And they was trying to do this in the Biden regime, you know. They normalized this whole alphabet thing. Then they want to normalize this, and they just, instead of calling them PDF files, they call them minor attracted people. You try to put a name to it that sounds innocent. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that, man. That's why the Lord has to come and destroy this place. Okay?
About Epstein, who were like, dude, he's not that bad. Or even on other podcasts that I've been listening to, these guys come in and they're like, yeah, I'm one too. What of it? I'm going to squash any ideas you have about how this is wrong. What? Like, we went straight from we hate people who do this to a bunch of people not only accepting, but like claiming to be one of them. These files are horrific. I understand why people don't want to look, but we need to look because the fact that we have kept looking away for centuries is why we're here.
So this is a tough one to talk about. I don't see any way around it. And let me apologize in advance to those white men who I am acquainted with and respect and love. But you've got to speak what's true. Pedophilia.
Yeah, and I'm going to stop that one right there. You get the point as to what's going on. I don't want to prolong the lesson here. There's a few other things I want to get into, you know, before I close this out. you know, and yeah, we got this. Yeah, I'm trying to see if it's another one. It might be the only one. Well, I got this here right quick here.
Are y'all prepared for what's next? It's just a question because a lot of us don't think about what's coming next, especially here in America. In America here, man, we just so soft. We've never seen, we've seen something like 9/11, but we've never seen some of the things that some of these other countries have experienced. And I'm telling you, man, a lot of us do not realize that one day this country, the way that we think this country gonna stay, and we think it's gonna always be this way, this country is going to go down. It's a lot of countries that hate America. And if you think about the war that we're in right now with Iran, you have Iran, then you have China, then you have Russia backing Iran. We don't know where this thing is gonna go. And this is not a time to be afraid, but it's a time to be wise and stuff. Man, if you got money, if you got any kind of material stuff that you think is important, that stuff don't mean anything. You better have resources in these last days. And when I say last days, I'm not talking about the end of the world, but if you believe that, that's cool too. But if you don't have resources, man, if you don't have food saved up, if you don't have seeds, if you don't have water, if you don't have things saved up, man, once the shit hits the fan here in America, you're going to be the one that's running around starving to death, man. And I'm telling you, people that you think is some of your best friends and even family members going to start to flip out. You let little Miss June or somebody that you think is really nice and really cute, you let her not have no food, or you let people not have no electricity, man. And that's where this country is going. It's going down. And when things really hit the fan, your money's going to be obsolete. A lot of folks think they got it made because they got money in the bank. They got money up under their mattress. They got money hidden somewhere in the house. That money ain't nothing but paper. If you don't have resources, if you don't know how to barter in these last days, you're not going to have anything. If you don't have a way to start, if you don't know how to start a fire, if you can't kill an animal, and a lot of y'all women, y'all looking at men, oh, he got this money, he got this car, you better make sure that this brother know how to kill an animal at the end of the day.
And the true riches, the true resources that's going to be needed in this truth is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay? That's why only the men of the Lord are going to make it. That's why only the elect are going to make it. You know what I'm saying? Because they have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. They'll know how to maneuver in these times. And they'll be guided by Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? So that's the true riches. Your money ain't going to help you. You know what I'm saying? You never know how the situation, you're going to be in. If you're going to need to be able to make a fire. You ain't going to need to. You can't make no fire if you caught up in a concentration camp. You can't hunt down an animal if you're in a concentration camp. You know what I'm saying? You can't buy your way out of it. And so, this is the true riches, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can get that. So I can. And yeah, that's Isaiah chapter 33. And we go into these scriptures a lot. None of this is anything new. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay, so that's how you're going to survive. That's going to be your strength. The Lord is your strength. Psalm 91. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place, starting at the top, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Okay, and that secret place is in this truth, having the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Once again, because this ain't given to everybody. Okay? These are secrets only that only the elect can receive. You know what I'm saying? Verse 2, it says, I will say of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. That's the only way that you're going to make it in these days, man.
So y'all can eat.
Because like you said, shit's finna hit the fan for real. Okay? It's finna get real. It's finna get real out here in the field. Okay? Read 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of scriptures. We're coming in the time of Jacob's trouble. Read Daniel chapter 12. You know what I'm saying? This is serious, man.
Better make sure, because a guy like me who used to be homeless, I used to sleep in dumpsters. I'll make a dumpster out of a house. I'll make a house out of a dumpster, however you want to put it, though. But I'm a survivor, and you want to have somebody who knows how to survive in these last days, because things are going to get tight. And I'm just warning people, man, stock up on your food, stock up on things that you might need, flashlights,
See, that's why it says, "Then it shall be known who are my chosen," because the chosen are going to be, the elect are going to be fed. The Lord has said, "My people shall eat, but you shall starve. My servants shall drink, but you shall be thirsty." You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's the true riches. Once again, the true riches, the true resources is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, ultimately. You know? But yeah, it's a lot going on down there out here, man.
Things like that, because we don't know where this is going. And it's already been terrorist attacks already here in America since they started over there in Iran, and you don't know where it's going. So what I'm saying to many people, man, be careful while you're out, because if you're in crowded places, you know, you got these terrorists that they don't mind going on suicide missions, and they're way different than us. So be careful, man, today, because we're in a time right now, man, and it's been this way for a while, but it's even worse right now with this war. We're in a time right now where anything could pop off, and you just got to be ready.
You're right about that. Anything can pop up at any given time. Any given time, man. We just here. We just here. Let me get this one more video. Well, before I go to it, let me get Isaiah chapter 14. Did I already get that? No, I didn't. Isaiah chapter 14, I want to start at verse 12. Okay, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation on the sides of the north." Okay, it says, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." And that's what these people are trying to do. They're not trying to make themselves gods upon the earth. Okay, so verse 15, it says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and say, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that did make the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?" Okay, and that's talking about with his nuclear power, his missile power, his weaponry. You know what I'm saying? Dropping bombs all over the earth. Yeah, he did make the earth tremble, and he shook kingdoms. Verse 17, "That made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners." You know, that's talking about you Israelites. You're the prisoners. He refused to let us go, but the Lord is hardening his heart like he did Pharaoh, and setting him up. But you know what I'm saying? Setting him up so his power can be showcased. Okay, it says, "All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, as the raiment of those that are slain down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot." Okay? He says, "Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned." And that's why this man, after 1,000 years of captivity, he's going to be eradicated off the face of the earth, man. Because he ain't did nothing but destroy the earth. You know what I'm saying? the other nations gonna be in the kingdom. They'll have some kind of substance, but they'll be, they'll serve their captivity, but then they'll have their substance, but they'll still be, under us, what I'm saying, in submission to us. You know what I'm saying? He says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So when you tell us to forget about what happened back then, forget about the past and all of that, you're going to have to pay for it. You still got to pay for it. The Lord said, I require that which is past. Okay, you still have to pay for the sins of your fathers. And a lot of you, or you are your fathers. Okay? And it's payback time. Let me get this other video here. And I'm going to close it out. It's happening right now. It's happening right now. That's Matthew chapter 24, and I'm gonna go ahead and get it since he mentioned it. Give me a second. It's Matthew 24, and let me see. Because Americans are so used to convenience, man. And they're so blinded by the sports, and like he said, your shopping malls and your entertainment and all this stuff that's going on. They're easily distracted, and they act like nothing is ever going to happen. That's why when things happen like it did back in 2020, everybody was looking freaking crazy and didn't know what to do. It's finna happen like that again. It's finna happen just like that again. Matthew 24. And starting at verse 37, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. They gonna sit here and stay blinded and stay caught up in their folly, until things really go down. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be too late for a lot of people to repent. The doors of repentance are closing. Okay, that's why the message is going out right now.
Iranian drones and ballistic
ballistic missiles launched simultaneously at 03:47 local time over the Persian Gulf. 338 were intercepted, destroyed, or failed on their own. The American missile defense architecture, the Patriot PS-3 batteries, the THAAD launchers, the Aegis, destroyers, the $2 trillion layered dome, that $200 billion of investment over 20 years was supposed to make impenetrable, performed at a 96.6% success rate, and 12 got through. And those 12 missiles hit the Gower Oil Facility's stabilization complex in a thermal bloom so intense it whited out the satellite feed. 47 people are dead. The world's largest oil facility is on fire, and the question that every military analyst, every defense procurement officer, and every adversary intelligence service on the planet is now asking is not why 338 were stopped. The question is how 12 got through a $2 trillion shield.
Because the Lord is disappointing this man's devices. The Lord is disappointing his devices. Job chapter 5. Job 5:12, it says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprises. Because ultimately, everything that they're doing, ultimately, they want to bring about their NWO, they New World Order, man, and the Lord just ain't going to let it happen, okay? They want to set up an artificial birthright. It ain't going to happen, okay? It's not gonna happen at all. The Lord is disappointing his devices. That's why he thought he was able to. His pride was puffed up after what happened with Venezuela, and he thought he could go into these. He could just do it again after Venezuela and Gaza. His pride was puffed up. You know what I'm saying? And now he's sitting there like, because the Lord is disappointing his enterprises. You know what I'm saying? Because now they got the right one. You know? Job chapter 20, verse 22. One of my favorites. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. So in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Like right now, he is out in all kind of straits, and he all everywhere. Straits meaning a position of difficulty, and he is in all kind of positions of difficulty. He can no longer control the narrative like he wants to because he's been found out to be who he really is, the wicked. You know what I'm saying? These other nations are coming up against him because they're finding out that his best interest is not them. You know what I'm saying? Even the people here in Babylon the Great, America is figuring out that same thing. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord is forcing this man's hand to continue in his wickedness, you know what I'm saying, to continue to try, you know what I'm saying, to bring in his enterprises, NWO. But verse 23, it says, when he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath down upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. The Lord is going to let him get so far. But just when he's right there at his pinnacle and he think he's really about to sit down and enjoy the fruits of all his wickedness, when he actually think he's going to have this artificial birthright created and finna enjoy that birth, nah. The Lord going to come in and destroy his ass real quick. And we're seeing the lead up to that right now. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing the lead up to that right now. But I'm going to get some more of this.
The question is how 12 got through a $2 trillion shield. The answer to that question changes the operational calculus for every military in the world. And the answer is not what the Pentagon is telling you. Before we get to the 12, you need to understand what the American military believed about its own shield. Because you cannot understand the magnitude of what just happened without understanding the magnitude of what was promised. In a congressional hearing room 14 months ago, General Isaac Markowski stood before the Armed Services Committee and presented a number. The number was 98, as in 98% successful interception rate. As in the architecture he had spent his career building had achieved 98% in every controlled test ever conducted. He called it a seamless defensive umbrella. He said it does not merely react, it anticipates. He told a room full of lawmakers that the system was, and this is the exact word he used, impenetrable. $200 billion over 20 years. The Patriot.
That's that pride. He think he's untouchable. You know what I'm saying? You're not. You're not untouchable. So like, I'm gonna let the video play a little bit more, but I think y'all pretty much getting the point, man. It's a lot going on, and I mean, hey, it's beautiful times we're living in. Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. This is speaking of America. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. You'll no longer be called tender and delicate. You're no longer going to be that great city that everybody looked up to, that everybody wanted to come visit and be like. Okay, it ain't no making America great again no more. All that is out the window. The American dream is out the window. Okay, and you being sitting here being comfortable thinking you never get hit, you'll never catch a missile, you finna catch 1,000,000 of them. Plus, okay, you'll no longer be tender and delicate. Verse 2, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. It's America, this whole beast system is being exposed for what it is, man. It says thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen, and I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Okay, Yahweh Shai is not coming down here in a body that you can kill, a body that you can destroy, a body that you can just beat up. You can't do all that again. He did that the last go round. This time he's coming in all his heavenly glory. Okay, with his heavenly host, the angels. And he's coming to take vengeance. And you will not win, Esau. You will not win. But I'm going to get this here and then I'm going to get some more of the video. But this will be my last scripture. Deuteronomy chapter 33. Salakia. Deuteronomy 33 and I think it was 27. Deuteronomy 33 and 27. It says, the eternal God is my refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. And he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall destroy them. Okay, Yahweh is doing this through his one begotten son, Yahweh Shai. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew. We'll be back in our land. Okay, and that blessing that Esau has, that blessing that was promised to Abraham, to Isaac, and then down to Jacob, it rested on us. Okay, that promise is that blessing is finally about to be fulfilled. Okay. Happy art thou, verse 29, happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency, and thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. This is coming. Okay. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. Revelation chapter 10, I believe. Okay. So this is all coming down the pipe. You know what I'm saying? And we're rejoicing in these days. That's why I say happy art thou, Israel. It's speaking of the elect right now, and eventually that blessing will come to the rest of the 2/3 of our people. But on this go around, 2/3 of our people will be destroyed. Okay? That's just prophecy, and we see why. You know, but the elect right now, we're rejoicing, we're happy. Because we know that the end of this kingdom spells the beginning of the kingdom of heaven. You know, with Yahweh Shai and our beloved King David. Okay? And the 144,000, okay, and along with the rest of the elect. All Israelites, man. And that's what's coming. That's what this ultimately leads to. All of this.
PAC-3, with its hit-to-kill precision, that designed to intercept all of it stress tested in simulators, all of it briefed to Congress as a physical law of the modern battlefield, an immovable wall between American assets and anyone who wanted to strike them. The faith was total. The certainty was institutional. And on the morning of the Gaur attack, at 0347 local time, it was destroyed in 20 seconds. Not by a technological breakthrough Iran discovered last year. Not by a weapon America didn't know existed. Not by a lucky shot. By a method that was methodical, deliberate, pre-tested, and already documented in the intelligence files of 3 American agencies who did not connect the data points in time. Here is exactly how 12 missiles got through a $2 trillion shield. Layer 1 of Iran's attack was not a missile. It was a radio wave. 3 Iranian naval fast attack vessels in the southern Gulf had been conducting what American radar operators logged as routine electronic activity for 11 days prior to the launch. The activity was not routine. It was a calibration test. Low-power radar jamming pulses, carefully below the threshold that would trigger an alert, mapping the exact frequencies and response times of every Aegis destroyer in the theater. Probing, measuring, recording. 40 minutes before the 0347 launch, those 3 vessels activated full-power adaptive GPS, jamming across a targeted frequency band covering the entire northern Gulf. Not the crude, wide-spectrum noise Iran used in 2019. Something different. A precision blanket that a senior electronic warfare officer described as targeted degradation. A slow poison that didn't shut systems down. It made them imprecise. It introduced tiny timing errors into the GPS coordinates that every Patriot and T-80 battery was using to calculate firing solutions. The degradation was not enough to blind the systems. It was enough to make them hesitate.
Yeah, like I said, man, this man is losing badly, okay? And the man in America is losing badly. You know what I'm saying? This whole shit show is about to be over with. This whole shit show is about to be over with. And call Allah Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shah for that. We ready to get out of there. But you're witnessing this here right now. It says Joel chapter 3 verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all of the men of the war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down to the Lord. Okay, verse 12 it says, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which I believe that's Yahweh's judgment. Okay, it says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay, and so yeah, it says verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. So all the Lord is coming to judge all these heathen nations, mainly Esaw Edumb. You know what I'm saying? For everything that they've done to the nation of Israel. Okay, the apple of his eye. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Blind the systems. It was enough to make them hesitate. Milliseconds of recalculation inserted into a system where milliseconds are the margin between a hit and a miss. That was layer 1. Layer 2 appeared on radar at 0347 and it looked like a wall. 350 contacts, all launching within an 18-second window. Shahab ballistic missiles, Shahed drones, cruise missiles. Every platform in Iran's inventory fired simultaneously to saturate the processing capacity of every sensor array in the theater. This is called a saturation attack. The American military had war game saturation scenarios. What it had not worked.
So yeah, you can listen to the rest of that if you want to. You see the title of the video. So much for the world's greatest military talk, Babylon. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a lot going on. You see the titles of these videos. You know, you miss a day, you miss a lot. Hell, you miss a minute, you miss a lot. Okay? The prophecies are speeding up faster by the day, you know. And so, yeah, keep your head on the swivel. Stay prayed up. You hope for the elect out there. Stay prayed up. Stay strong. Stay faithful. In Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shah. And, yeah, and I'm going to end it right there. I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. And, yeah, on that note, I'm going to say shalom.